Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Monday morning. Here we are. I'm just going to give you a moment to get ready, grab your coffee. Maybe you're having that extra cup of water because we got to start adding more water into our lives. We got this. We can do this. As you join, please say hi in the comments. Good morning, Dwayne. How are things in your neck of the woods this morning? We're just going to give people a minute to log on, and then we will carry on with our chit chat today, our check-in. I want to see how you're doing. I feel very bright in here today. I'm curious. I think we should do a morning where we all share our pictures of the sunrise because it is just fantastic. Morning, Kath. Yeah, I'm just pausing, doing the stall, waiting for people to jump on. How are you on this Monday morning? How are things in Kathy's world? Dwayne's doing good, or I'm assuming so. It's all awesome. He's working away from home, he said, and he's got Christmas movies playing in the background. Perfect motivation. Good morning, Kelly. Yeah, I think that's it. But holy, I feel like in a world that is feeling so ugly on most days, right? I mean, we have those moments, and we're here as a coffee club wading through the bullshit to get to the things that matter in life and highlight the things that are beautiful in this world. And I just want to say a big thanks to the man upstairs for another beautiful sunrise this morning. If you feel like the world is a dark and ugly place, all you have to do is catch one of our sunrises or sunsets of late. They have been extraordinary. And I said this before that I don't know if we just haven't noticed before because our lives were always so busy. Maybe the great pause has given us the opportunity to really appreciate a beautiful sunrise. So I remember sunrises being gorgeous, but I feel like they're more beautiful right now than they have ever been in our lives. And I don't know if it's just because we're appreciating it more or because it's the gift we're given while we feel like we're experiencing this ugly over here, this beautiful is happening here to remind us. I feel like it is to remind us that the world is actually a beautiful place, that the people in our world are actually beautiful people. And these sunrises are this constant reminder that when it feels gross, because then you take a scroll through, say, Twitter, and I really try not to do that very often, especially of late. But I like to be a sassy version of myself on Twitter. So I like to go on there and post funny things. But I looked through a couple of things this morning and then I'm like, why? We'll save that conversation for our WTF Wednesday. But you have that moment where you feel brought down again. And then I'm reminded that beautiful sunrise this morning was reminding me that even though that there's ugly shit going on in the world is a beautiful place. The world is a beautiful place, and we have to keep reminding ourselves of that. And wherever you live, wherever you join us from Coffee Club, whatever's happening in your piece of the world, it's still a beautiful place. That was my thought on sunrises this morning. And so I don't know if anybody got any pictures of the sunrise from where they were. I feel like I just want to pull over when I'm driving to school every day to just take more pictures of the sunrise. So share them in the comments, because what I love is that everybody's seeing it from a different angle or a different view, right? So if you've got a great sunrise photo today, share that in the comments and let's share our sunrise shots. And it's really funny because you can have a really different picture of it depending on when you snapped it. Because I know on my way to school this morning, the colors were completely different than on my way home from school this morning. So that was really cool. I find it fascinating. But anyway, that's my thought on that. So here's what I was thinking this morning. We are here to talk about and check in with each other on anything you want to talk about. You post it into the comments. Please do so. Jacqueline's with us now. Ooh, did I click on? Auntie Gail's with us now. There's Jacqueline. Cheryl's here. Amanda's with us. She's busy baking. That sounds delish. But what I was kind of feeling like a message in our world right now is being overwhelmed. And so I wondered if anybody was feeling a little bit overwhelmed this morning. And do you have tips or tricks or ideas to share with other people who may also be feeling overwhelmed? And it could be about the state of what's happening in the world. That could be, sorry, I'm like, there's a little cat running outside. It could be just what you have to get done with your work and switching to working from home. And sometimes that can feel overwhelming. Maybe you feel a bit overwhelmed with the learning from home portion of school. Maybe it's just the holidays coming up. There's lots of different things that could bring that overwhelming feeling. And so I was wondering how many were also feeling like they were a bit overwhelmed in some areas. And then could we, as a collective club, help each other out with what would work? I had a friend share an analogy with me the other day, because last week was a heavy week for me. I felt overwhelmed on a number of days. And my friend had started to tell me a story about how stupid sheep are. And I wasn't really sure where they were going with the story at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I held into the end. Anyway, the story went along to talk about how sheep's smartness. I don't even want to insult a sheep. That's how positive I always want to be. Anyway, when sheep are trying to get out of a pen, per se, or you're trying to push them out of a gate, for example, when the sheep see the opening, they all go for the opening at the same time. So all the sheep do not take into account for each other, and they just want to get through that gate. So you get this big pile of stuck sheep at the gate. Are you with me on this? You could see where I was kind of feeling like, where's this story going? And so my friend then said, when you're feeling overwhelmed, all you got to do is let one sheep out, and then all of the rest will follow and everything will flow smoothly. I know. My head exploded at the same time too. So all you have to do is let one sheep out if you're feeling overwhelmed, whatever that looks like. So I know that and again, you, in part of our conversation this morning, if you have ideas or things that you do when you're feeling overwhelmed, I think lists are pretty popular with people. So writing out that list and then just accomplishing one thing on that list, because I think if you write out your full crazy list, that might feel overwhelming. But once you accomplish one of the things on the list, it usually tends to help a little bit, right? I love this analogy of just letting one sheep out. That's all you got to do today. We talked before about having your small daily goals of whatever that looks like. Today in my teacup, it is full of water. I wanted to make sure I got in at least an extra cup of water today. Amanda shares that she's definitely overwhelmed quicker these days. What she finds helpful is taking some deep breaths. We talked about breathing techniques with Carol McMillan on one of our Fun Fridays, and trying to focus on the 1 to 3 happy blessings in my world at a time. She said she also makes sure to allow herself to feel off or not happy, but also need to make sure I don't sit in the heavy too long. Agreed. Those are some great tips. Anybody else? maybe overwhelmingness, I don't know if that is even a word, is what you're feeling today. So on this Monday morning, where are you at? What are you feeling? How are you doing? What's on your mind today? What do you want to talk about? It's just me forcing in the water, pretending that it's another cup of coffee. Delish. What does that look like for you? What is your week looking? Do you got a big week, little week? For those who have kids in school, whatever version of that is, we're down to 10 days till Christmas holidays start. I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse, but it's a break nonetheless. So Maria shares that she counting to 4 when she's in overwhelm. I like that. Suzanne says, I do a list, but break it down by day. Instead of seeing one large list of things to do, you'll see smaller things. Even when cleaning, I will break it out and do 1 or 2 rooms a day, but might only take 45 minutes instead of tackling the whole house and it taking all day. I also love this idea, Suzanne. Thank you for sharing that. What else you got, my friends? I know that you have incredible ideas and we can support each other through that feeling of overwhelmness. And you might not feel it today, but I like to equip ourselves with tools in our toolbox that we can use when needed. So this might not be the moment where you feel overwhelmed in life or what that might look like. It might be the moments of it's just good. But when you hit a day of overwhelmingness, again, I don't know if that's really a word, a day of feeling overwhelmed. We don't always have to be grammatically correct in Coffee Club. I hope you will come back to some of these ideas and suggestions for what that could look like and ways that you can help yourself to tackle those feelings one at a time. And like Amanda shared earlier, right? It's okay to feel those feels. We just don't want to get stuck in the heavy. So I don't know. It was just on my heart this morning that maybe we should tackle what overwhelmingness feels like. I know I have felt it more frequently of late than I have probably in a good chunk of my life. And it's interesting how that can feel and how we try to power through those feelings of being overwhelmed and taking that time to nurture our soul to what that looks like and helping each other out. So if you have any other tips or ideas of how to get through feeling overwhelmed, things that you do to sort of get that one sheep out, please post that in the comments at any time. If you're catching this video not with us live, same thing. Feel free to post your comments in and help each other out. That's what Coffee Club is all about. And we're here every day at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I know we've got some brand new people that have been joining us. So thank you and welcome. Continue to share this with your friends. It's another opportunity to get people together just to have a quick connection point, whether you're here for a couple minutes at the beginning, in the middle, at the end, or you're here the whole way through. We hope that it gives you an opportunity to check in and not feel alone in this world, because I think the loneliness factor can feel a lot different through this pandemic. And while we were in lockdown and while we are limiting our exposure to our household only, it feels very lonely on a bunch of different levels, even if you're not alone, because we're missing those connection points that we normally have and the connection points that we have when we're normally able to have them, right? They all look different. And so that lonely feeling inside is an interesting dweller, I guess you could say. And so it's just making sure that we can help each other through that moment of dwellingness and that moment of lonely and what that can look like, because it'll hit you in really different moments of the day and it'll hit you at different times, but we're all going through those same emotions. So you're 100% not alone in any of that. So there's your friendly reminder on a Monday morning. So keep on keeping on, as they say. Keep the conversation going. If you think of something later, you figure something out, or maybe you come across another I find once you're aware of a word, so, our word being overwhelmed today, once you know that, you seem to come across it a lot more. So if you come across any other things, tips, ideas, or ways that we can help each other out, circle back and post that in the comments if you can. And let's keep supporting each other in Virtual Coffee Club. We will see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Looking forward to having another cup with you. Have a great day, my friends.